Hello everyone, Mr. Hissner here, and today we're going to start our last part of the trig unit that we've been working on for so many weeks, almost this entire semester. I know, marking period. We've been working on it. So today we're going to be looking at what's called the law of cosines. The nice thing about the law of cosines is that it is just a formula that we use. There's nothing else to it. The idea here is we're going to do these in a couple of steps, but the idea behind this is very straightforward. What we're looking at here are our angle measures, angle A, angle B, angle C, and then these sides correspond with the angle, but these are the lowercase letters, so little a, little b, little c. So little c and the lowercase letters, I call them little, and I call these big. So the idea is that the big A is the angle, little a is the side. So over here we have side, 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 the number 2, side, side, angle, right? Big A, big B, big C. So we're taking the cosine of those angles. Now, don't be intimidated by this formula. Take a second to write this down if you need to. Pause and give it a write. We're going to look at one example. The first thing we're going to do, as we've been doing basically this entire course, is what we're going to do is we're going to look at finding the sides of something first. So here we go. Here's our first example. Let me do it just a little better. So this is 7, 12, 65, and x. One of the keys about the law of cosines is it's when you're given two sides and an angle. So like a side angle side type of deal. And then we can find the other missing side. You'll notice this isn't a right triangle, so we can use the cosines similar to how we would use the Pythagorean theorem if this was a right angle. So that's the idea. Okay, so this is the angle where we are working with, and then this is its opposite side. This is its opposite side. So we want to find x, and notice we're going to be looking for this side. And these were all the sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our side that we're looking for alone on the equal sign. And then I'm just going to kind of work off of this type of a formula. So the idea is that we're going to put our missing side alone on the equal sign. Is what we want to solve for. And then we're going to square our other two sides. We're going to square our other two sides and add them together, the sum of their squares, minus 2 times their product. So the other two sides here are the ones that we're working with. So this is times 7 times 12, and then it's times the cosine of the angle. So it's the cosine, the angle that's opposite the side. So it's the cosine of the angle in question. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Well, I'm just going to leave it just like this, x squared. I'm going to take 7 squared, that's 49, plus 12 squared, this is 144. So the first thing we want to do is we want to square our numbers, and then we want to do this stuff. 2 times 7 times 12, so this is minus 168 times the cosine of 65. I'm just going to leave it like that. And now I'm going to do this, because this is still multiplication, right? Notice all this in here. All this in here is multiplication. So what we're going to do is all the multiplication first. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the calculator. So this is, I'm going to put this into the calculator. You ready? Okay, what was that? 49 plus 144 minus, I'm just going to put it just like this, see what happens. 168 cosine 65. Yeah, so this looks like it's 122. So I'm just going to take 122. And now, finally, this is a square. We want just x, so we're going to take the square root of both sides. And what we find, the square root of 122 is 11. Well, 121. It's 11.01, which we'll round to 11. All right, so what do we do here? we use this formula. Actually, you just use one of them. You can kind of forget the other ones. I mean, this is nice to have all three of these, and it's cool. But the idea here is that you want to have your missing side that you want to solve alone on the equal sign, and then the two sides that you have, these are going to be the numbers that you use, right? So 7 squared plus 12 squared minus, again, the two sides that you have, 2 times those two sides multiplied together times the cosine of the angle across from the side you're given. So overall, these problems, if you're good with these problems, you can just skip the next part because I'm just going to do one more. But I'm going to do it just a little bit quicker. So here we go. Is problem number 2. So I'm going to do the side across from this. So this is going to be 25 squared plus 20 squared. The two sides that I have minus 2 times the two sides that we have multiplied together times the cosine of the angle across from the side, cosine of 108. Now, don't try to be a tough guy or girl and put all of this in the calculator. Don't do it. It's just too much. Do one step at least. Do one step at least where you take the squares. 625 plus 400 minus 500 times 2, 1000 times the cosine of 108. And then this is something that we can put in the calculator pretty easily. I'm really suggesting we use our Google calculators, or if you have some sort of nice handheld calculator, of course you can do that, but the one on your phone is going to struggle doing this stuff. So we can put this in our calculator, and we get what I believe is 1334. 0.02, and then we can finally take the square roots of both sides, and we have x is equal to 36.5. So again, the idea here, and again, I just want to stress, like, it's nice that we have all of these formulas. It's really cool. You just need one, and you just kind of have to understand how it works. And the idea is that it's just the side that you're looking for times the other two sides, or the is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides minus 2 times the product of those sides times the cosine of the opposite angle. All right, guys, thanks for watching.